The next day arrived. When an opportune moment arrived, I struck up a conversation with ULRIK.
Go outside?
Yes. I would like to escort you back to the mansion and leave for a little bit. May I?
It would depend on the reason. What are you going to do?
I want to return ULRIK's book. He'll eventually visit us at the mansion, but I would like to have him lend me the second book if possible.
I see. You're free to leave after I finish work.
Shouldn't I escort you back?
I'll ask someone else. Don't you want to go to him as early as possible?
I don't mind going there after escorting you back. But I appreciate it, ULRIK. Thank you.
Oh, it's all right. I'm happy for you and ULRIK. I should thank you for having a civilizing effect on him. Return the book, huh? Perhaps you should bring him a present.
A present for ULRIK?
Yes. He'd love that so much, he'd surely keel over and die.
A present? Such as?
Let's see. Maybe a ring that costs a few months of your salary.
Stop trying to trick her into proposing to this boy. Help, please. What? I can't afford that. But he did lend me a book that's out of print. I need to repay that in kind. Still, it would be expensive. Perhaps I should take out a loan from the Valentine Bank.
No, heavens no. I was kidding. That was my idea of a refined, clever bourgeois joke. Pay it no heed.
I see. Good. Still, a present. What would he like? I really don't know. Do you have any ideas? Serious ones this time?
I don't think you should be asking me. Worrying about what the other person may like is part of the gift.
You're right. I simply hope he won't hate what I give him.
Don't worry. You could give him weeds from the garden and he would love it. Luck in battle, my knight.
Luck in battle. Is this really a good gift? I gave the paper bag from the general store a dubious look. What I had bought for ULRIK was a simple, unadorned beret. Oh no, it's gonna look so good. I was hoping he might use it when working or reading a book, but I still felt uneasy. I wish I had something that I knew for sure would make him happy. Candy, chocolate. Candy and chocolate. He loves these things. We know this about him. I had no idea what that could be, or even what he'd look like when he was very happy. I suspected he wasn't going to roll around on the floor enthusiastically. I bought something, but perhaps I should check some other shops.
Hey, you there!
Hmm? Oh, hi! I was wondering when you were going to show up again. You've been quiet for a while.
Long time no see, woman. You doing well?
You! I reached for my sword. Vice put his hands up.
Now. You're surrounded. If you draw your sword, we'll shoot you.
Surrounded? I looked over those nearby. 3 men seem to be with him. I'm surrounded.
If you do what I say, we won't kill you immediately. Follow me.
Well, you went for a gentler approach this time, I guess. This is...
Vice, you're back. I was starting to think I'd die waiting. I could say the same.
When he saw me, he didn't make a sound, but his eyes went wide with surprise.
ULRIK, you're the one who let her free, right? You think I'm an idiot? I can figure that much out. I didn't make it an issue because I assumed you had your reasons, but you never explained to me what's going on. So I investigated the situation. Well, looks like you two are getting along, doesn't it? In love with a girl from the Heights, are we?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not in love. The Heights betrayed our forefathers. They abandoned them to the flood. While we were fighting for our lives down here, they were safe up there. I'd never love someone like that.
Really now? I guess I have a job for you then.
A job?
Yeah. Sneak into the Valentine mansion and get that key we talked about.
Have you lost your mind? That's not the deal we made. I told you I wasn't going to let any harm come to the Valentines.
I remember that. Just sneak in and don't let anyone see you. They'll think somebody lost it and nobody'll be the wiser. Do what I say if you don't want us to kill the girl.
Give me some time.
Nope. I'm not going to let you plot something with Valentine.
That's not what I meant. Let me talk to the girl. I'll do what you say. Just let me talk to her.
Alright, revered founder. Just remember, I have men everywhere here. Don't pull any funny tricks.
What kind of key do you want? I'm sorry, ULRIK. I wasn't paying attention.
I can imagine. So they got you. That was pretty stupid.
Yes, it was very stupid of me. Don't do this for me. It's my own fault. I'm not that weak. Even if they torture me, I won't talk, and they can't blackmail me with any relatives. I've made my peace. But you have Elkcreed. I don't want you to steal from him. So, please, don't do it. ULRIK.
Just shut up for a moment, will you? I'm trying to think.
ULRIK looked away from me. He had his hand on his mouth and was thinking hard.
Okay. I'll go to Elt.
To steal from him?
Yeah. I don't want to betray his trust, but he wouldn't want to lose his bodyguard either. Just stay here and wait. Don't make any trouble, okay?
Hey, ULRIK! It's my fault. He doesn't have to do this for Vice. What are you planning, ULRIK? Trust him. Trust him. He's got a plan. It's like, don't make trouble. I'll be back. Gotta trust this boy. But what is the plan?
I left Rafala's hideout and went to Elt's mansion. It was still too early to take anything. It was evening, but too bright. Elt's mansion has heavy security. I can get in, sure, but I don't want them to remember me being there. I'm worried for her, but I can't afford to fail here. I'll wait for nightfall. I leaned against a nearby wall and watched the people on the street. Must be nice to be them. They don't have a worry in the world. It's always been like this. Nobody understands how tough it is for me. Not even Elt. When I was 6,
Okay.
my mother brought me to the Valentine residence.
Okay. So when you were 6, so Elkcreed would have been 13? I think that was after he went to the Heights with his dad.
It was the same building that Elt lived in now. On the way home, I asked my mother something.
Mom, why are we poor? We don't have a home, but they have such a big home. They have money too. Why don't we have that? Because this way we don't stand out. We have to live in the darkness because of the knowledge we guard. We need to survive and guard it until it is needed by the world.
Needed. I don't really get it, but hating other people is so hard. It's not fun.
You can't let yourself trust anyone. It's important that you understand. We're special, and if we trust others, we will only be betrayed.
Even the people we just met? I can't trust that boy either.
No. You can use him to survive, but you shouldn't let him see into your heart.
Dang. Ether or Ether or whatever your name is, you are cold.
When you grow up, you'll understand why we can't trust others. You don't have to understand now. For now, just do as I say. Don't forget that you too have a duty to our fairy ancestors.
At the time, my mother didn't tell me what exactly my duty to my ancestors was. All she ever said was that I would understand once I grew up.
And did you? Are you gonna tell me yet? Okay, you still haven't figured it out.
Now I'm an adult and I still don't know. All she ever did was tell me not to trust others and to hate the people from the heights. But I can feel myself changing.
What happened to your mom?
After meeting Cyrus, I realized that I might not like the people from the heights, but they're still just humans like me. They still piss me off. Even this pisses me off. How can you get grabbed by Vice? But I won't leave her in his grasp. I wanted to save her. I wanted to work out what my feelings were. I wanted to be around her.
Aww.
But I have to do this without Alt. I have to do this carefully. The patrolling guards passed my hiding place among the trees. I ventured a look once their footsteps had faded. Now's my chance! All I had to do was get past the guards at the entrance. I knew the garden like the back of my hand. I crept from shadow to shadow until I reached the building, then began to climb the wall. All right. Here I am. It's kept somewhere in Alt's room, but where?
Are you looking for the golden key or the silver key?
Nah!
Or, if you're honest, are you looking for both?
Alt!
Bad boy. You're in my room to steal something.
You're the last person I wanted to find me.
I can imagine. This makes it the second time. Do you remember the first? It was a long time ago.
Of course I do. I've got a good memory. My mother died from sickness when I was 8. When I went through her possessions, I found a note. It said that my father, whom she'd said was dead, was still alive and living in a different district.
Okay, so that's where the betrayal comes in. I was wondering.
I still had family. I wasn't alone. That thought meant enough to me to make me seek out my father. He was living on the street, but so was I. I didn't mind. When he saw me, he was visibly surprised, but he accepted me.
Look how thin you are. We'll have to be sure to eat a ton.
Thanks, Dad.
My father was a genial man with an easy smile. Our faces didn't resemble each other, but our hair was exactly the same. More than anything, it was our blood that connected us. I quickly decided I could trust him. How wrong I was.
So many footsteps. What's happening?
I was expecting them to walk past, but they stopped in front of me. One of them kicked me, sleeping under a blanket.
Hey, boy. Are you ULRIK?
Yeah. What do you want?
Follow me. My master is waiting.
Your master? Where's my father?
He sold you. You belong to us now.
No way. My father wouldn't do that.
Hate him if you want to, but he's not coming back. He paid off his debts with the money he got from selling you, and he's left the area.
No way. No. He's my family. That's not fair.
I learned firsthand what my mother had meant when she'd warned me not to trust anyone. And that was when I swore that I'd never trust another person ever again. That I'd only rely on myself. The one who bought me was the boss of Orator. He was a man of limitless ambition who desired nothing as much as money and power. I worked as one of his underlings. When I was 16, he sent me to the Valentine Mansion.
2 years ago.
So this is what it looks like inside. Only my mother had entered the mansion before. I had stayed outdoors. I was looking at the shiny items on display when it struck me. His life's great. Not like mine.
I am indebted to the people who labor on my behalf.
I turned around and saw a young man wearing glasses.
Good evening, little thief. How are you?
There was someone here. He was taller than I and well built. I knew I'd lose against him in a fight. So what do I do? Shoot him? That's going to bring the guards. No, I have to.
Oh. So short and yet able to shoot.
What does being short have to do with it?
Well, I haven't learned how to shoot myself. All I have is theoretical knowledge to rely on. But I'd recommend that you use a Valentine model gun, not that large crude thing you have.
What? The man smiled, walking away. Hey!
There it is. What do you think? It looks like it's just about the right size for your hands. Smaller and lighter than the gun you've got. Not that I can hand it over to you.
Of course not.
No. This gun is a rare prototype entrusted to my family by the fairies.
The fairies?
Oh, you know them? That's out of the ordinary. That hair. And your face. Are you ULRIK? ULRIK Fairy?
How do you know my name?
Oh, it is you. I'm Elfcreed. We met here quite some time ago.
Elfcreed? You're the weird kid I ran into back then.
Kid? How rude. I was older than you. It must have been 10 years ago. I can't blame you for not remembering. But finally we meet again, ULRIK Fairy. I was looking for you for a long time.
What? What are you talking about?
It's true. The Valentines have to serve the fairies. That's my duty. So I need to serve you.
Serve. That's a creepy way to describe it. and I don't get what you mean. I don't have money or even a home unlike you. I'm just a thief.
I see. You must have had it rough. But don't worry. I'll support you from now on.
Why?
Because the Valentines.
Yes, you told me they serve the fairies, and I'm a fairy. But I can't trust you.
You don't have to. I'll trust you, and that will be enough. We made a promise that we'd be friends. You remember me now. I looked for you when your mother died, but you were gone. I wasn't able to find you all this time. I'm sorry. I'll find a way to make it up to you for the hardships you suffered.
It's fine. I don't want your almonds. I can't live out in the daylight like you do. It's not allowed.
Then I will shine bright enough for both of us. And you can live life as my shadow.
What? I'm sorry, but what? So the Valentines are meant to serve the fairies. But Ulrik's like, no, I need to live in the shadows because that's all I know. And so Elfcrete's like, okay, I'll shine bright for both of us. Wait, what? Okay, continue.
I didn't have any idea what he meant. I thought he was crazy. But it turned out that he'd been right. He did become my light in the dark.
Aww.
He overthrew Verator with his private army and freed me.
Oh. Right, because you were sold to them. That's how he came into power, was because he's like, I gotta get my boy out of here. My friend that was abandoned for so long.
He gave me a job that suited me well, spy work, and looked after me. It was insane how good he was to me. It made me so uncomfortable that I rebelled against it. The more I relied on him, the more my lonely past hurt. I vowed to never truly trust him. I tried to be as abrasive as possible, so he couldn't constantly shower kindness on me. It would have hurt too much. Are you finally disappointed with me now? Just throw me out already.
I won't. I never second guess a decision.
Aren't you tired of babysitting me?
I never will be. I rather like taking care of others. And that's why I'm not going to back down. Some things can't be surrendered.
Dang. Alright, the bro backstory. I'm here for it. Elt's gonna come in and help you save this girl.
He's sure taking his time. Where's Ulrich?
It's been hours since he left. The atmosphere in the hideout was tense. Weiss was agitated. Yeah, he's coming back. Trust him. Yep. Ulrich will come back. It doesn't matter how much time has passed. I had decided to trust him, so there was no room for doubt.
Maybe we gotta hurt you a bit to spur him on.
Uh-oh. Weiss drew his gun from its holster and came over to me.
I'll let you choose. What's it gonna be? Right hand? Left hand? Right foot? Left foot? Answer me. Otherwise, I'll shoot you in the stomach.
What the hell are you doing?
Ulrich.
I'm back. Here's the key you wanted.
Ulrich threw a long, slender key to Weiss.
This thing looks so fragile. You sure it's the right one?
I think so, yeah. It's got the Valentine crest, right?
Yeah, it does. Hell yeah, we finally have it.
Good. Now let the girl go.
Not yet. You still need to help us with something.
What? I'll help you, but let her go first. That was our agreement.
Are you stupid? She's my trump card. I'm not letting her go yet.
Right. Well, that's too bad. I hate people who don't keep their promises.
He put his fingers into his mouth. It's the signal! He whistled. I heard footsteps from all directions. What? They're Elcreed's men. Armed men clad in black stormed into the room. They began gunning down Rafala's men with guns even darker than their clothes. One of them cut the rope I was tied with, and another brought my sword. Thank you.
You betrayed us, ULRIK! No point in sticking around. Retreat!
Vice ran through the chaos and escaped outside. Of course he did.
Hey, wait! Vice!
Ulrich wanted to run after him, but the Rafala men were still in the way.
This is your fault!
What? Out of the way!
Ah!
Ha!
Ah!
I got you, Boo. Are you hurt, Ulrich?
No. This isn't all that cool, though. I don't want people saving me.
Sorry about that. Try to accept it. I didn't want to see you killed. I'd recovered all my possessions in the pandemonium. All I needed was a sword to protect what was important to me. I'm not going to die now that you saved my life. Don't leave my side, Ulrich.
Can't you let me say that?
Nope.
Well, looks like a lot happened here.
Elcreed arrived after the fight had ended.
Aren't you a bit late?
The brass shows up when the battle's over. Now, what do we do next? Rafala still has men scattered throughout the town. We need to hunt them down.
Whoa. Well, that's not good. What was that? The ground began to shudder. It sounded like an enormous snake was roiling in the earth. Big snack! My body shook like a reed in the wind. Love that effect.
Rafala is making the ground shake.
What do you mean?
Rafala is trying to topple the heights. The people who built the heights also made a demolition mechanism.
Demolition?
Yeah. Their intelligentsia used to be in the heights, and they built the demolition mechanism in case someone tried to take over. The shaking will eventually bring down the tower.
Huh, okay.
As for how they're making the earthquakes, my ancestors made a system that uses subterranean water pressure to generate earthquakes. The documentation was encrypted so only fairies could read it, but they made a key so anybody could use it if our line ended or there was an emergency. The security is pretty heavy around Elt's home, so they probably figured it was better to get some info out of me before sending me to get the key. They thought I'd betray them. Even if I failed to deliver the key, they'd only be back to square one.
Why was a key like that in Elcreed's residence?
The fairies asked the Valentines to keep it secure.
I think they wanted the Valentines to keep it in a locked safe somewhere. Well, that safe was in Elt's room.
I keep important things close to me.
Okay. Why did you give me the real key, though? I thought it was a fake, so I just gave it to Vice.
Well, I could hardly expect this turn of events. I wasn't exactly going to give you my front door keys.
Eld, you had one job.
Vice is an idiot. He wouldn't have known the difference.
Elcreed, what should I do now? Should I go into the town and fight Rafala?
Let's see. I'll take command from here. You and ULRIK should look for Vice. ULRIK, do you know where he is?
Yeah. Well, for the most part. You're not coming.
No. I need to direct my men. Are you feeling lonely?
Course not. But I should write down for you where we're going. Wait a sec.
Elcreed, are you sure you don't want to come with us?
Oh my. Are you feeling lonely without me too? It's all right. I have my men around me.
I see. Leaving your side is not easy for me as your bodyguard. Oh, take this. You might need it.
A first aid kit. Thank you for your foresight.
Where did you get that from?
Here. I think he's there, so go there if something goes wrong.
Very well. What a blessed man I am to have both of you worry for my safety.
We do our best.